If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft. Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Pick them up and bring them down.
Bar merch indeed. Child shall lead them. Speaking of children leading everybody.
Oh, boy. Okay. Next up, we have David Bowie, Sweet Thing.
David Bowie, Sweet Thing.
Candidate. Okay, David Robert James, OAL, 8 January 1947 to 10 January 2016. Oh, wow, he was still going for a while. 2016? Known professionally...
I was on a trip when he died.
Oh, really?
Yep. I had just landed. I just had just gotten, whatever. And then I was on the way to the whatever. And then they're like, yo, David Bowie died. I was like, who's that? I didn't know who he was. So the white folks had to tell me.
Oh my God.
Like, Vicky, are you fucking kidding me? The guy pushed me. It's a true story. Literally, like, are you fucking kidding me? You don't know who David Bowie is. I said, that's y'all. Anyway. All right, David Bowie.
As an English singer, songwriter, and actor, a leading figure in the music industry, he is regarded as one of the most influential musicians of the 20th century. Bowie was acclaimed by critics and musicians, particularly for his innovative work during the 1970s. His career was marked by reinvention and visual presentation, and his music and stagecraft had a significant impact on popular music. On 17 January 2022, Bowie was announced as the best-selling vinyl artist of the 21st century. Alexis Petridis of The Guardian wrote that Bowie was confirmed by 1980 to be the most important and influential artist since the Beatles. Neil McCormick of the Daily Telegraph stated that Bowie had one of the supreme careers in popular music, art, and culture of the 20th century, and he was too inventive, mercurial? Too strange for all but his most devoted fans to keep up with. Love early Roxy music, but this seems closer to the mark. David Live is the first official live album by English musician David Bowie, originally released through RCA Records in 1974. The album was recorded in the July of that year on the initial leg of Bowie's Diamond Dogs tour at the Tower Theater in Upper Darby, Pennsylvania, a suburb of Philadelphia. According to the original album's liner notes, this live album was culled from the performance on or about the 14th and 15th of July of 1974 at the Tower Theater, Philadelphia. The Tower Theater concerts also gave rise to a backstage revolt by Bowie's touring band. Having been informed on short notice that the concerts would be professionally recorded for the official release and that Bowie's management intended to pay them only the standard union fee required for a live recording, a mere $70.
What?
The band confronted Bowie an hour before the first show and refused to take stage unless they received $5,000 each. Bowie later commented that David Live was the final death of Ziggy, and that photo on the cover, my God, it looks like I've just stepped out of the grave. That's actually how I felt. That record should have been called David Bowie is Alive and Well and Living Only in Theory. Despite all of it, Bowie fans like myself love this double live album.
Stop calling him Bowie. It's Bowie.
Bowie. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. So sorry. A live version of the Sweet Thing Candidate Sweet Thing reprise from the first leg of the Diamond Dogs tour was released on David's Live. This is this.
All right.
Lyric alert. Tricutos, French pronunciation, is French for a knitting woman. The tricutusi, or knitting women who used to take their seats at the place of de la Revolution and watch the guillotine as they knitted. Ooh.
All right. Good to know. All right, guys, here we go. David
Bowie.
What did you call him? Bowie?
I said Bowie.
Bowie. David Bowie. Sweet Thing. Let's do it.
It's safe in the city to love in a doorway, to strangle some screams from the dawn. And isn't it me putting pain in a stranger, like a portrait in flashing trails on a leash? Will you see that I'm sad and I'm lonely?
Oh, wow, okay.
So I break up my room, young, and I run to the center, please. And the knowing one say, boys, boys, it's a sweet thing. Boys, boys, it's a sweet thing, sweet thing. If you wanted, boys, getting killed then. Oh, boys, it's a cheap thing, cheap thing. I'm glad that you're older than me. Makes me feel important and free. Does that make you smile? Well, isn't that me? I'm in your way, and I'm still every moment. If this train is a curse, lest you until to the crossroads, hamburgers and boys, boys, it's a sweet thing. Boys, boys, it's a sweet thing, sweet thing. If you want it, boys, give it. We're whole, boys, is a cheap thing, cheap thing.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Who's that guitarist? badass.
I'm making a deal like any other candidate. We pretend we're walking home for your future's sake. My set is amazing. It even smells like a street. There's a bar at the end where I can meet you and your friend. Someone scrawled on the walls. I smell the blood of litricators. Rolled up scandals and other boys. I'm having so much fun with the boys and those people spreading rumors and lies on stories that made up. Some make you sing, some make you scream, and one makes you wish that you'd never been seen. But there's a shop on the corner selling papier-mâché, selling bulletproof faces, Charlie Manson cassettes. Play if you want it, boys. Get it here, there. When you scream out of line, hey daddy, I want you. Anyone out there, anytime? And the tape puts little numbers and hey, gorgeous, I need ya. When it's good, it's really good. When it's bad, I go to pieces. But if you want it, boys, get it here, baby. On the street where you live, I could not hold up my head. But I gave all I had in another bed, on another floor, in the back of a car, in a sailor like a church with a door ajar. Well, I guess we must be looking for different kind. We can't stop trying till we break up our minds. You blood on the seedy young nights. Rest you on the ground while shaking and ride. Guess we could cruise down one more time. You by my side and trip it by. We'll buy some drugs and put your man John in the river holding hands. If you want it, boys, get it here then. For whole boys is a cheap thing, cheap thing. Is it nice in your snowstorm? Is in your brain? Do you think that your face looks the same? Then let it be. It's all I ever wanted. It's a street with a deal. It's got taste, it's got clothes, it's got meat, it's got. It's got. It's got. It's got you.
Okay, that was. This is like
David
This was two songs.
Bowie.
That must have been two songs, right?
It seemed like
Because
it,
you
but
go to the lyric, it's the Sweet Thing Candidate and then Sweet Thing. Like, put Bowie Candidate in there. I don't know. David Bowie Candidate? Because if you look at the thing, it says. Because the lyrics that I had were the actual lyrics. right?
Oh yeah, yeah. It was multiple songs.
Yeah, it was 2 songs in there. So it was Sweet Thing and then it was Candidate together, and then it went back to Sweet Thing at the end.
I see. Yep.
That's because I was like, what the fuck?
I didn't
The
understand why
first song, the first part made sense, and the second song, okay. Okay.
So what was it about? Because to be honest with you, I was not understanding the lyrics.
Well, my first, I had a pretty good grasp, I felt like, of the lyrics, initially. But then when it went to the other song, I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, okay.
Like, I was like, what is going on? Because I had the lyrics down here. Let me copy and paste the lyrics up there, and then we'll go. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. I think it's about sex as well. And David Bowie is kind of like, he was like one of the pioneers of gender bending, right? Like, he was one of the first guys that was kind of like weird about that, and there were rumors about him, and that was before it was cool to be LGBT. Well, I mean, I don't even know if it's cool nowadays the way people are. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there is social pressure to pretend like you're good. You know what I'm saying? But like when it really comes down to it, I still feel like people are like mega homophobic to a degree. But maybe I'm just projecting our particular subculture from which we were born.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
I
know that I have a different feel about all that stuff now.
If I don't know, it was 2 songs. Okay, 1974.
Okay, so let's
Okay, so it's safe in the city to love in a doorway, to wrangle some screens from the door, and isn't it me putting pain in a stranger? That's a pretty interesting way to talk about random, commitmentless street sex. That's what it sounds like to me. That's what it sounds like to me. Putting pain in a stranger, love in a doorway.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I got a pretty good grasp of what the homie's trying to say here. What did you get from that stanza? You're looking at me like I'm crazy.
I didn't know. It really felt disjointed, and I didn't not the sound.
It only felt disjointed because
sound.
You didn't know that there were 2 songs.
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely that, but I just felt like I couldn't get a grasp on what we were singing about, especially when he got into the Candidate. I'm like, so wait a minute, is this politics? What are we doing here? Because at first it kind of just sounded like, it reminded me of just like, like when people would like kind of like living in the city and you go down here and you meet somebody over there and there's a smell of the street and there's, because you talked about all those kind of different things. So I was kind of picturing that sort of a scene. And then, I was picturing that sort of a scene. And then after that, it just seemed like, then we went into politics. I was just confused. And then I said, you know what? I'm not going to look at the lyrics anymore. I'm done. If I spend too much time trying to figure out what the song's about, then I miss the whole song.
You miss the song.
I liked what they did. I especially liked when the sax came up.
That was my favorite part of the song.
Yeah. You like the sax, right?
I do not like the sax.
Oh, you don't?
But I like it in music.
Well, what the fuck else what are you talking about?
Like, I don't like it in, like, traditional when the sax... Well, you know what it was? Junior, my brother used to love the sax. Like, he would always make a big deal out of it, yada, yada, yada. And he was my older brother, so I was like, oh, sax is trash. Oh. But I actually, every time the sax plays, I love it, especially in metal. So, yeah, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
I think
Go
it's
ahead.
romantic. It's romantic sounding. I actually, would like to start, putting together a playlist of just stuff that just sounds very romantic. Just have a whole...
Really?
Yeah. Like dinner music type stuff. You know what I mean? Like dinner music, like slow dancing music, that sort of stuff. But the saxophone is definitely right up in there. It has to be in there. I really, really like that. So I do like his voice too.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that he could sing. I thought he was more of like a performance art guy, the aesthetics. But dude can
he
literally...
did a lot of things.
He can really, really sing. Like a portrait in flesh who trails on a leash. Yikes. Will you see that I'm scared and that I'm lonely? So I'll break up my room and yawn, and I run to the center of things where the knowing one says, I don't know what the hell he's talking about there.
That's what I'm saying. And boys, it's a sweet thing. If you want it, boys, get it here thing. Because Hope Boys is a cheap thing. I'm glad that part was funny to me. I'm glad that you're older than me makes me feel important and free. I remember when I was a teenager and like looking at like 30 and 40-year-old women and feeling very good that I was young.
Yeah, but I don't think that's what he's talking about here. I think he's talking about being with an older person.
Well, yeah, once you guys told me what the topic was about, then
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My friend T from school, like she was always we'd be freshmen, she'd be going out with the seniors and shit, like 18, 19. I'd be like, Toki, we're like 14. I think he's a fucking, it's like against the law.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
all girls loved it, man. It was, oh my God, I'm with a senior. I'm not with you. I'm not with you young boys.
I don't know how often, like, you know, people that have been sexually assaulted, you know what I mean? Like, or things have happened to them when they're younger. Like, I don't know. Like, what
I'm saying is, like, they don't know that they're being. She didn't look at it that way. She felt like it was a big status thing for her that
anytime I dated guys that were much older than me, I didn't look at it as they were perverts. Now that I'm older, I'm like, what the fuck?
You told me you were like some 33-year-old dude, and you were what, 17, 16, 17 years old?
I was 17. I maybe just turned 18.
It would never happen.
Oh, I know that
never
now.
happened.
But I didn't see a problem with it. It was
I'm surprised that okay. Let me not. We're trying to make things go in a better direction.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see a problem. Like, but it was always like that for me. When I was 15, I was hanging out with a guy that was 21. You know, my parents were not a fan of that, but I mean, I wasn't gonna do anything with that guy.
Yeah. So read the line again.
I don't know. I always felt like I was safer because I was with somebody that was older than me.
Makes me feel important and what now?
And free. Does that make you smile? Isn't that me?
I'm in your way and I'll steal every moment. If this trade is a curse, then I'll bless you and turn to Crossroads and hamburgers. Boys. See, that's the other thing. It's like, remember the whole Marilyn Manson thing happened where, you know, Manson was, you know, all these accusations. And look, I'm not defending Manson. All I'm saying is they're accusations. I wasn't there. Neither were most of you. It is what it is. But my point is, like, and we started looking at all of these rock icons, and one of them had like a 14-year-old girl that would travel around with him as his perma groupie, and like all these major not Guns N' Roses, but Aerosmith, all these guys, they all had like underage groupies, and like they were known to have underage groupies. So maybe in the 70s, maybe he's having some experiences with younger male whatever, and he's talking about it in the song. I don't know.
Oh, I thought
so maybe
he was
he's
the young one.
No, I don't think so. Maybe he's speaking from the perspective of
them,
of the kid, because of the male groupie or whatever. Because I mean, he's David Bowie.
Yeah, I know. Jeez.
What? How would it be off? How would that
weird
not work?
Because when I was young, and it was somebody that was older, I had no issue with it. But now that I'm older, I can't imagine. I think that's wow.
You can't imagine what?
Being with somebody that was younger than me like that. I don't understand how those older people. I don't understand that guy.
If I was younger than you, I'd still be able to bag you easily.
Bag you. I don't know. Well, you're very mature.
I would.
Well, do you look like this? Or are you all scrawny?
Yeah, bitches. I look like bitch.
Right.
Exactly.
You may.
Exactly. But like, yeah, like it makes sense to me. It looks like all those guys were doing that, and so everybody was running around doing all that crazy shit. So why would it be different? Mm-hmm. And obviously he has some affinity for dudes.
Yeah.
So if Aerosmith was running around with a bunch of underage groupies, then why wouldn't he? Mm-hmm. And then I think he would probably write songs or lyrics about the experience, but it looks like he's writing it from the I mean, look at this, look at that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I
You know what
see.
I'm
Yeah,
saying?
the album cover. He showed
So
the album
he
cover.
would be writing from it looks like he's writing from the perspective of the dude,
Yeah.
or the young guy, which the songs kind of bleed into each other because they're kind of saying the same thing to a degree. And it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I think it's horrible if that's what the song is about. Like, he's running around with these underage boys, but at the same time, like, see, this is my problem. It was normalized. It was normalized for.
Wait, he was born in 47.
Yeah.
And this came out in 74?
That's what I'm saying. And it was normalized at that point that you were doing that with underage people. So I'm not, and who knows, the guys may not be underage, but he's calling them boys, which I'm not really a fan of, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Till the sun drips blood on the seedy young knights who press you on the ground while shaking in fright. I guess we could cruise down one more time with you by my side. It should be fine. We'll buy some drugs and watch a band, then jump in the river holding hands. And then it goes back to, if you want it, boys, get it here, because hope is cheap, etc., etc. So it just looks like he's chronicling those experiences, which are very interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, like, lyrically, I'm not like really a fan lyrically.
What do you mean? You're not a fan of like his ability to write, or you're not a fan of the subject matter?
Well, I don't appreciate his ability to write because I was so friggin' confused.
Right.
So no, I mean, maybe, yeah. But also the topic is a little bit weird to me, especially if it's like underage boys. I don't know, it's just weird. But
this is
I
so
like
fascinating.
The sound of it. Why?
Because if it was a dude singing about underage girls, you wouldn't call that weird. You'd say, that's sick, motherfucker. Blah, blah,
yeah,
blah.
I know, but you know what it happened?
Because it's boys, it's weird.
Okay, I'll tell you why I think it's weird.
Sori's,
this is my double standard.
hatred
blah,
of
blah.
men
No,
and her double standards.
I feel like that boys, when they're like, let's say teenage boys, like I don't believe that if our oldest kid did anything with anybody, that it would be because he felt like he had to do it. I feel like if he does that shit, it's because he wants to do it.
With some girl?
I mean,
or whatever
he would choose to do, I feel like it's because he would be choosing to do it. Where I feel like that culturally, girls are more like, you have to go along with things. You can't really put your opinion, but boys are more like you can. So I don't know. I just feel like that if these boys are doing it, not if they're like little boys, but if they were like teenage boys, I feel like
that's ridiculous.
And you always said
that
like,
is absolutely ridiculous.
You said that stuff went on with older teachers or whatever, and you said like you were fully aware, you were all in, you know what I mean, like there was no.
Yeah, I'm talking from my vantage point, but that has no bearings on the law, because
especially
a lot of girls would have said the same thing.
Why?
Aerosmith, those girls would have said the same thing. They jumped in buses and traveled all over the country. They weren't being forced to do that. They weren't doing that because of societal pressure.
No, you're right.
Why, this is just your hatred of men and your double standards and all the rest. You do. You hate men. You do. You do. That's what makes. That's what makes it.
What?
Score the song. I was gonna say it makes it fun. It makes it fun for me. It gives me a lot of joy.
9.5.
You gave the song a 9.5.
Well, I like the sound of it.
Here's my problem with the song.
9.3.
Here's my problem.
9.3 because I didn't like the lyrics.
Here's my problem with the song. I don't care about the lyrics per se. I mean, it is what it is. But there's so much hype around David Bowie. He's a genius. He's this. He's that. My favorite part of this entire song was the sax versus guitar battle. That was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
That was great. I did see, oh, wow, Bowie can really sing here. He can really sing. There are times when like he was hitting notes and it was live and all that. But like all the aura around David Bowie and all the, oh my God, I wasn't really seeing it reflected in this song. Like I didn't see women have groupies too. Yeah, I know. Sori has a whole clan of them over here. People obsessed with her in this state.
I don't think that's what she meant.
So that's the thing. Like, I don't really like. I'm not seeing like, oh my God, the hype around David Bowie. Like, I'm not seeing it in this song. Like, I didn't like see like.
I didn't really see.
Because the
what
guy
you're
was
saying.
legendary.
Yeah,
The guy was like, you know, whatever. Rest in peace to the homie. So this is an 8.9 for me. This is an 8.9 for me. Although I do think it is a certain type of skill to where, is it still there? No, you already went to the other song. I wanted to see the other thingamajiggy. All right, so this is getting a 7.8 for me. 7.8 for me. There you are, dear listener. Vin out.
Sorry out.
Gone.